Hey everyone, you're watching Yurview. I'm Matthew Hatfield, and we're joined by a special guest, a four-time NBA All-Star, a two-time world champion with the Milwaukee Bucks and the Washington Bullets. But of course, his career was blazed right here in Virginia, first at Maggie Walker High School in Richmond, and then in the CIAA glory days at Norfolk State University before he got to the professional ranks, and of course had his jersey retired by the Milwaukee Bucks. We are joined by the great Bob Dandridge. Bob, thanks for stopping by.
It's my pleasure to be able to spend some time with you, Matt, especially talking about athletics in the state of Virginia, Norfolk State, and my personal career.
Absolutely. It's a great time of year here with the tournament and basketball going on. Let's start there. What is Bob Dandridge up to these days?
Well, I sort of semi-retired, but I'm still connected to the NBA. I travel to Milwaukee to do personal appearances, on a pretty regular basis, and I'm also the executive director of the Bullets Wizards Alumni Association, with which we have probably about 60 membership composed of former Bullets and Wizards players, and we do a lot of community activities. We bring in former players and sometimes their families to do promotional activities and community activities in the Washington area.
That's awesome to see you're still very much involved with the game of basketball today. You played with so many great players, and you were a fine one in your own right, the likes of Oscar Robertson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Wes Unseld, Elvin Hayes. I want to get to that and your great days at Norfolk State, but first, you had a terrific nickname, the Greyhound. How did you get that?
Well, when I went to Milwaukee, little known coming from Norfolk State, and we tried to run a fast break initially my first year there, and I based on the run and gun shooting philosophies we had at Norfolk State, getting out on a fast break, and I never had perceived myself as being fast, but I was always the lead guy on the fast break. In my first year in the league with Milwaukee, I probably scored as many layups as I did short jump shots, so that's how the nickname, the Greyhound, evolved.
Interesting. Let's back it up to the late 1960s, your great days at Norfolk State, teaming along with the one and only Pee Wee Kirkland. You guys had the CIAA tournament wins, the NCAA Division II tournament appearances. How did that experience help shape you as a man and mold you as a basketball player?
It was a lot of character that was built on me from Norfolk State, not only by the professors, but also the rigorous training we did to get to be good basketball players. And Norfolk State, fortunately at that time, was probably getting the best basketball players out of the state of Virginia, from up in Danville, Lynchburg, Richmond. So we had at that time good athletes, but a lot of the athletes that came there, one, because Norfolk State was a growing campus. The people in Norfolk made you feel comfortable, and during that particular time, Norfolk State didn't have dorms. So we stayed in the homes of families that lived near the university, so this allowed the whole Norfolk community to feel a part of the development of Norfolk State students, because you may have been staying with a family who had never had anyone go to college, but because they may have had a college student living with them, everybody around the campus felt a part of the university, and that also gave the students a sense of pride about being at the university, but also a sense of pride about being in the city of Norfolk.
As you look back at your great career, Bob, what are you most proud of? The championships, having the jersey retired? What are the things you look back now and you're most proud of?
I think the jersey being may have been 1A, but 1B had to be having the opportunity to play with Kareem, the Big O, Elvin Hayes, and Wes Unseld. To play with four guys who are considered one of the 50 greatest players to ever play, that would rank right there as one of the highlights or the highlight in my career.
That is the Norfolk State legend, former NBA All-Star, NBA champion, Bob Dandridge. Thank you so much for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure.